37-year-old psychology graduate Palesa Tsolo has not been employed in the past 9 years. She says discrimination against disabled people remains rife. She is one of the 5.1% of the country's population living with disabilities.
There are few opportunities of employment as a person with a disability in South Africa, and also I feel like you always have to prove yourself so much. You always have to work harder than anyone else to prove yourself that you can do this, because I feel like people in companies and departments, they don't really trust a person with a disability, because disability is what, before you even say a word, it's like your disability has already said so much to people.
Like Palesa, many still feel excluded from the mainstream of society with lack of access to public transport, especially taxis and buildings.
People with mobility impairments are still paralyzed by inaccessible buildings, especially state-owned and state-used properties. The metro rail system excludes persons with mobility impairments, and the minibus taxi infrastructure still has not transformed its rolling stock to be accessible. Access to infrastructure and transport are the backbone to integration, and we are far from an equitable environment.
Many visually impaired people feel equally ostracized despite the Employment Equity Act, which aims to redress inequalities and discrimination in the workplace.
Blind people, elderly, are not employed because those workshops that were employing blind people that are not highly professional in education or gone fine education have been closed down as a result of economic impact, and there's no plans. Even when the economic recovery is being mentioned in the state of the nation address, even in budgets, we don't see that.
We can be responsible for passing the relevant legislation and all that, but that is not adequate. Passing of legislation is about creating an environment where others therefore then need to step up. Therefore, in our view, people with disability, we need to talk to transport, we need to talk to education, we need to talk to health, we need to make sure that all the government departments have got programs that are assisting people with disability. Many of them are able and capable to go out and work for themselves, but the infrastructure is not conducive for them.
Organizations representing people living with disabilities are urging government to sensitize people about disability in all spheres of society, starting from early school years. Molimone Moto, SABC News, Pretoria.